Hello, LilyKatchum video. Today we're gonna take a look at another episode of I Am Too Poor to Build the Pokemon. We're going to have here the Shadow Drifblim for the Open World League. Thanks so much for sending in some gameplay with this Pokemon, because I really wanted to try this Pokemon out as well, but I don't have Stardust, and so that is a bit of an issue. Today, when you watch this video, we're going to also have a new community day, which I'm going to take a look at a bit later on as well. I have to see which Ponyta variant I'm going to showcase, maybe both of them. Who knows? But anyway, definitely going to be an interesting community day there. Feel free to definitely play that one, and triple Stardust community day is something I definitely need. So maybe I'm going to be able to build, I guess never mind, I have to build the Ponyta lines as well, which is like 600k Stardust. So great job there, but maybe you can build at least like one Pokemon tomorrow. But yeah, anyway, this is going to be the video just before the community day. For sure something worth building, but let's take a look a bit more at the team here. We're going to have my arch nemesis, the Thackery. Like, this Pokemon is just ridiculously overpowered right now. Like, you cannot tell me this Pokemon is fair. This thing is just insanely strong, like ridiculously strong. I'm going to have the Drifblim, which had a bit of a tough lead here, but we're gonna see how this is gonna go. And we're going to have in the back here, of course, the Cobalion, which is going to be having a great time against that Warren here, which is gonna knock you out. But Cobalion is going to be able to nearly go for the full farm down here, but I think going for the Sacred Sword might be a bit of a better play, but now you might have to use a shield against a potential Earthquake, which is not going to be the case. I did not actually count the moves, but apparently this player definitely did, and we're gonna see a full farm down coming through, and it is going to be a no shit again on an Icicle Spear, and so you have a ton of energy against. Let's see what's coming in next. It is going to be, oh, Cresselia. That is going to be a very tough matchup to win here. Battles are, by the way, completely pre-edited for me, so thanks for that. But yeah, generally speaking, I like it a bit more if you give like senior battles. It's a bit better for me to just like maneuver them around and have a bit of breaks in between for those. But anyway, still, thanks so much for sending in those edited battles already. And we're gonna see here now the matchup of Thackery against the Cresselia. I doubted that you have a chance here of winning this battle still. I think Cresselia is going to be a bit too strong for you. But let's find out here. Yeah, definitely. Like, you cannot move go through, I guess, if you hope that it's going to be a Grass Knot, which it is. But you have to hit still 2 Sacred Swords, which you're not going to be able to get to. So, very close battle though, but it is going to be a battle that you are not going to be able to win, as the opponent still going to have a shield left. And so we can move on now to the next opponent, I would say. So, next one, we're going to have Giratina in the lead. That is going to be a very solid matchup for you. You're going to do some super effective damage, they do some super effective damage, but you're going to have Icy Wind. And Icy Wind is going to be the move that's going to change everything for you, unless the opponent gonna get the boost here, I wanted to say. Yeah, that is going to change quite a bit of the matchup, because now they have a defense buff, and it might be even better for you to swap out eventually, but this would be a great matchup if the opponent didn't get the boost, so that would have been a great one. But yeah, that's the 10% chance that you have on Ancient Power. We all see the Icy Wind coming through, getting the knockout against them at least, and we have the Skeledirge here. So that's great that you can align yourself correctly, and you can still go for the Icy Wind here as well, which is going to be very important to get that shield from the opponent. And now you're actually in a very solid spot, because you have them already low enough that one Stone Edge or Scald is going to be enough to knock them out. They're going to be debuffed here, so Shadow Ball doesn't do any damage. And you're going to have the potential of Acid Spray for the Pokemon that is in the back, but you don't actually even, you do kind of need it. They are forced to go for the close combat here though, which is kind of fine. So you can still survive it, even knock them out here, and one more Scald is going to be all it takes to knock out that Skeledirge, and that is going to be a very nice game. Good victory there. Interesting game there for sure. Was definitely one that I did not expect that it would happen like this. But Shadow Ball is coming through again. You can go for the Scald. This is going to be enough to knock them out for sure, and we can move on to the next opponent. Let's see what they're going to have. We're going to have Drifblim against Typhlosion, the normal Typhlosion actually against the Shadow Drifblim, with Shadow Claw, which is way worse for you. That is not ideal, at all, and your backline kind of struggles against this Pokemon as well. But we see the big benefit of having that Drifblim here. Drifblim is going to be able to do a ton of damage against the opponent with that boosted damage of Astonish, which is kind of cool. And so I would really recommend you to try this Pokemon out for sure as well. As you're gonna see, The Icy Wind coming through against the opponent again. Typhlosion is not going to enjoy this one at all. And I will also see now the Primarina says, oh, that is going to be lovely. You can just go into a Tentacruel. You don't even have to go for a charge move. Just go for the full farm and you're going to be fine here. Nothing the opponent can do about it. Hydro Cannon, who cares? Who cares about this one? 100 energy for a Tentacruel. Goodbye, Primarina. Primarina right now only really in the lead viable in my opinion because there are too many Tentacruels in the back right now. Oh, in comes Feraligatr, a few too many fast moves there, but it's going to be fine as Acid Spray is gonna drop the opponent's defense. You can go for Scald now, which is gonna do a tremendous amounts of damage as the opponent's the defense is now double debuffed. And so they decide to use a shield and even get another debuff on themselves here. -1 attack, -2 defense. What is happening here to this poor opponent? And you're actually even going to be able to reach another move here. It started just the Acid Spray. You might have been even able to reach the other one. But they actually decided to swap out of here. That is not really ideal. But at least you can still take a hit here. I think you can even take 2 hits from this Pokemon. So I think you're going to be fine anyway. And Sacred Sword is going to be enough to get them into farm down range here. And you should be able to just farm down afterwards with the double kick. So you should be in a great spot. Like the opponent has no way. Yeah, like even if they're going to knock out this Pokemon, there's not enough energy anymore to beat that Drifblim in the back. And so that's going to be a very good game. Runerigus. Actually, I don't know if I have a Runerigus build. I maybe would like to take a look at this Pokemon again. Yeah, that is going to be an interesting one here for sure. That this Pokemon is gonna be here because it's definitely a very solid one. I kind of want to see if I have a Runerigus for the Ultra League. I do not. I only have one for the Great League. That is great. I built the Kofic though. But yeah, Runerigus, a very cool Pokemon here, got buffed as well with Brutal Swing. Brutal Swing, a cheap move, they're definitely going to make this matchup a bit better for it. In comes here the Ampharos, allowing you to, I guess, avoid the matchup here for your other Pokemon, for your Tentacruel. But you might even want to go into the Tentacruel now just to get the farm down done a bit faster, but you don't, and yeah, I think that's game over. Double, yeah, just forfeit. Goodbye there. That was kinda hilarious. Next opponent, we're going to encounter here the Venusaur. Venusaur is going to be a great matchup for you as you resist every single move, and they swap out into the Feraligatr just to get up against the Tentacruel, where Tentacruel is going to be able to resist usually the charge moves unless they're running Crunch, which they don't do here apparently. As they rather decide to go for the Hydro Cannon, you can go for the Acid Spray. Basically just boosting up your own fast moves, and as you can see here, you have the same kind of the health range there, and the opponent hit you with a hard hitting move and you just hit them with a debuff move, which is gonna make your life a bit easier in the 2-shield scenario anyway. And so you're gonna be in a very great spot here. Not too sure if this is going to be the way to go for the Acid Spray, but apparently it is, and so that's totally fine. So that worked out super well for you, and I cannot even complain at all about it, as you might even be able to reach another move, but it's just barely not enough. You can go for the Icy Wind to drop the opponent's attack, as this looks like a CMP tie. The opponent mostly still actually does quite some decent damage against you. It was actually not a CMP tie, it was just lag for the opponent most likely. But even though, why do you go for Sludge Bomb? No! Go for Frenzy Plant. Thank you. Frenzy Plant does way more damage. It is the same. Like both moves are single resisted. Anyway, you're gonna see the Shadow Ball coming through, getting the shield, which is important, as you're going to have Stone Edge on your Carbalion, and that is going to maybe not even one-shot them. I could see that this does not actually do enough damage here. So let's find out if it's going to do enough damage. It's going to be double super effective, and it is enough damage, so don't mind me here. But it doesn't really matter, as you're gonna win this battle nonetheless. Still, never go for Sludge Bomb against something like a Drifblim. If both are single resisted, Frenzy Plant is always better. This is a bit of a tricky matchup for you. Gallipot is going to be something where you have to swap out of here, and we're gonna see an Ampharos coming in, running very likely the moveset of Brutal Swing as well as Trailblaze at the nowadays meta. This Pokemon is going to be an interesting one here for sure, as we will see the Scald coming through. Still doing quite a lot of damage against them and getting the attack a drop here, kinda, destroying that boost that they got before. If you want to realign yourself, you could actually do it here, but this might actually still be enough to get a shield advantage or the realignment. This player knows that Tentacruel, and this is enough to get the realignment, and that is a ginormous, because now you're going to be able to go into your Carbalion, and one Stone Edge is going to be enough to knock them out here for sure. Let's find out what the opponent's going to do. They're going to decide to go for the Liquidation. They're going to get the defense drop there. That's not ideal, but you can completely wall the opponent's Virizion. Or can you? The opponent has the option to go for a Stone Edge here, depending if they have it or not. And they do. And so, it is not a complete hard wall. And with this, you're definitely going to be in range now where one Leaf Blade is going to be enough to knock you out. And so, what is your best option here? In my opinion, very likely going to be to no shield, I guess. Yeah, you can still survive because of the debuff, and you can still get a debuff. And that is huge, getting this debuff onto the Galissapod. It's gonna put them into a range where they barely do any damage anymore against you, and you get the shield for no reason at all. That does not make any sense at all. They had to call the bait there, otherwise just double stonage is going to be enough to knock them out, and you can just go for the full farm now here. See you later, and we can move on to the next opponent. Horrific lead there, that is not ideal, but you can swap out of here into your Tentacruel. Tentacruel a lot of times is running Blizzard as a charge move, which can catch people off guard, especially those Dragon type Pokemon. The opponent has to be a bit careful here because, yeah, this would have been doing definitely a ton of damage, but as the opponent decides to swap out of here, it doesn't really matter. We're gonna see the shield coming up against an Acid Spray. That doesn't make any sense at all. Shielding the first move with a Feraligatr never makes sense because you either scored Acid Spray or Blizzard. You barely have like Sludge Wave, which it also does learn, but mainly is used in limited matters in the Open Great League and never seen it actually in the Ultra League. So, what do you do now? You could decide to go into the Drifblim and go for the full farm down because that would make some sense as well. Trying to use a shield here on a potential Ice Beam or Crunch. It is going to be the Hydro Cannon, which is also fine as you have to take another one here. That's going to be definitely quite painful as you decide to use a shield, which is definitely the way to go. Let's see what the opponent's going to do next. It's going to be... oh, that Ghost Lord again. You're going to be able to get the Icy Wind onto them, and I like this play because, well, you're going to swap out anyway. You're going to get them into a range where if you get to another one later on, you're going to one-shot them, and that is kind of a nice one. And as you're going to see here, Ghost type coming in, that's weak to Stone Edge. You might put them into a range where you can get them into where you can fully farm them down, get them basically up to an Icy Wind for that later matchup. Shadow Ball is coming through here. You have to hope that you can still get... never mind. That's going to be a Shadow Ball, very likely going to knock you out, and that is going to be a very good game here. Clefable, this Pokemon is going to be a very neutral one. You can stay in here, you can go for Shadow Ball, but also you're going to still have a very good Pokemon in the back for this one, and so... what is your play? Your play is to shield the Moonblast and go for your own bait, which I would have went for 3 fast moves just to kind of force the opponent to be like, is it a Shadow Ball or not? Because yes, you had Shadow Ball, but a lot of people don't know the pacing of Astonish yet. And so Icy Wind is coming through, we're gonna get the knockout. We will see the Feraligatr coming in, and we're also gonna see a Nidoqueen coming in. Nidoqueen, a very good Pokemon, but what is game plan now? You're going to have Nidoqueen, very likely going to run the Poison Jab plus Earth Power, which will be completely hardwalled by your Feraligatr, not by your Drifblim, of course, and the opponent's Feraligatr definitely will not enjoy the matchup against this boy here, as debuffs would be a bit annoying for it. They decided to let the move go through, which I do agree as the opponent there for sure, because their way is to win with the Feraligatr, and you can still go for the Acid Spray. This is ginormous. You can now get the shield here, you can swap. I would have not done this here, to be fair. I would have swapped into the Cobalion just to soak up the energy, because if you think about it, fast move damage, Astonish, Step Astonish is going to do a bit more than the double kick. At the end of the day, doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter. I don't think it really matters. You're going to be able to still go for the full farm down. But would have been a bit faster, I think, if you just went the other way around. Next opponent, Giratina. Can we see some retaliation here where the opponent doesn't get a boost? That would be quite lovely. In comes Dragonclaw. That is going to be fine for us. We can see the Icy Wind coming through as well against the opponent here. That is going to be enough to get a shield at least. And they swap out into the Feraligatr. And the Feraligatr is not going to enjoy the matchup against the Tentacruel here. And so what we're going to see is we're going to see the Hydro Cannon. We're going to be able to go for that Acid Spray. Acid Spray is coming through. And so we're going to try our best here. This is going to be kind of nice as we can go for the full farm down. And they're going to be forced to go at least to 2 more charge moves if they want to knock you out here. So let's see. We're going to see the full farm down. That's going to be lovely. Well, let's see what's coming in next. It's going to be the Venusaur. It is better here to go for the Acid Spray to get them a bit lower with also the fast moves already, as you are going to have 2 actually decent hands in the back. We're going to see this. You could have went for the Scald. Scald would have been lovely here. Acid Spray is still fine. But yeah, Scald would have done way more damage as the opponent very likely gonna swap out anyway soon. And you kinda can align your Pokemon correctly. Well done there to know that of course there's still that Giratina in the back. We're gonna see here the opponent definitely taking quite a lot of damage from this move. I would have expected a shield here, but they decided to go for the Dragonclaw, which you can still take as well. Venusaur, you don't have to care, you can let the move go through, you still have your great ants in the back, and so I think this is going to be it for the video as well. I don't really see the opponent winning this one. There's going to be most likely a bit of back and forth here with the Sacred Swords as well as the Frenzy Plants or whatever, but you're always going to be able to win this battle as there's not really any pressure from that opponent's Venusaur. And so I want to say thanks all for watching this video. Thanks for sending in those battles, really appreciate it as well. And check out the videos on the screen that you're gonna see now as well. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.